we would be criminal not to be paying attention to that. And so when it comes to recruiting and how we train and develop our Marines and sailors, I think it's important to start with, I don't think it's broken. I think we do a really good job of how we do that, and we evolve that constantly. Prior to this job, I was at CDD, and prior to that, I was at Training Command. So I've had a chance to see how we do that and how the service is fighting hard to match the speed of innovation that's required. But at the service level, as hard as we're grinding through that, it can be a challenge. Not so much because we don't have great experimentation going on or we're not identifying the right requirements. I think more than anything, it's driven by the budget battles and what gets funded and what doesn't get funded. But from my perspective, the way that I look at this is, you know, at the division level, I have to prioritize modernization within the division. I got to make sure that the sets and reps that are happening at the squad, platoon, battalion level, et cetera, and combining all the capabilities across the division in support, that we're getting the opportunity to put modern equipment in the hands of the Marines and sailors. It's not about the equipment, but the equipment, I think, is critical in some cases. And so I have resources at the division level. I have money, I have time, I have people, right? And I can harness them in order to, you know, as a service is trying to innovate on our behalf, we can provide bridging solutions, and that's what we're doing within 2nd Marine Division. I think that's happening across the other divisions as well. As an example, in the past year and a half, we stood up an unmanned Center of Excellence within 2nd Marine Division, really in anticipation of the injection of thousands of FPV drones, which we're now fielding. And in the past 2 weeks, with the help of the Marine Corps Drone Attack Team, we did our first combined arms, a small unit combined arms live fire with a kinetic FPV, right, which is the first time we did it in Camp Lejeune. We did it with review379, which is down in Southcom months ago. And so those are opportunities that we can't wait for somebody to help us with or to do it for us. We can't simply wait for the service to deliver capability. We have to set an environment within our formations, and we have to resource to the degree that we can that modernization and that innovation at our level. And so there's certainly things that we can continue to evolve in terms of how we train the force. I'll talk a little bit about what I know is going on now. If you go to TBS now, the Basic Officer Course and IOC, they are, you know, the lieutenants are employing blue friendly drones, as well as there's red UAS flying against them when they're doing force on force. If you go to any of the advanced infantry schools at School of Infantry on East and West Coast, same thing in terms of red and blue UAS being integrated at a very early phase in the training. And so those things are happening now. You know, I still think we have a ways to go in terms of how we fully understand how we employ FPVs, OPFL, which will be delivered to 2nd Marine Division here in a couple of months. How do we choreograph that into what we know as combined arms? The principles of combined arms don't change, although the tools we use will change and adapt over time. So I know within the training enterprise, they are supporting what we're trying to do within our formations, and so that's good to see. But we own a lot of that responsibility. There's a lot more to talk about, you know, in terms of counter UAS. That's you know, I think if you asked any one of us, that's a significant concern right now. But I know when we go out to service level training this summer for 4 TAC 26 iteration, which the division will go out for, 2nd Marine Regiment, and a host of other units, General Klingen and MAGTF TC will offer for the first time the counter UAS lane training for the units as they begin their training cycles there, outfitted with the kit so that we can start to get more standard sets and reps in how we employ that capability. A lot more to talk about. I'll stop there just to see who else has got anything to add.
Yeah, great to be here. Thank you. And for my teammates up here, great warfighters and more importantly, great friends. So always good to see you and be on your left and right. I think two quick points. One, I think the lane training is an artful way of doing business. You know, and it's not the first time we got ahead of modernization. The counter IED